Today I'm going to share with you some of my favorite tools for sketching in my travel journal when I'm on the go. For this time, to make it more fun, I'm using a combination of stamps and regular freehand drawing. Can you tell which is which? This is a stamp, this is a stamp, and this is my stamp for inspiration for this, which was then freehand drawn. So I'll walk you through my process. All I used was a Blackwing pencil, a cheap Bic pencil, a blending stump, and a big fat pen. I'm working in a little journal that I found at the RDU airport just as I was about to take off for a recent trip, and I've been really enjoying working in it. It's just a regular, really thin lined paper. It's super cute. It's available on Etsy, and I will also link it in this video for you. What I've been doing lately is using stamps for inspiration. I haven't actually put them inside of my journal, which I'm actually going to do today. And I'm going to use this same process to kind of load up my journal. I have a bunch of international travel coming up in just 2 days, and I'm going to pre-stamp some of these into this journal so I can have inspiration kind of ready to go as I am waiting in train terminals and at airports. It's just drawing is such a great way to spend your time. So I've had these old stamps by Julie Nutting. I will definitely check and see if I can get links to any of these. I got these years and years ago, and I don't know if they're still available. I hope that they are, because they are super duper fun. So I decided it would be fun, rather than just having some free floating buildings, but to actually have a little scene for them. This was inspired by a recent project I did with my Mixed Media Society members, where we had all these busy, big buildings in the background, and the foreground was this adorable little girl. So I thought, how could we take that same concept and put it in my journal? And then I remembered I had these stamps, and I was like, oh, this is just perfect. And I do love the idea of stamping in my journal ahead of time, because it just kind of overcomes your fear of the blank page and kind of like, what do I do? I'm also a very anxious flyer, so I really like having something to work on the plane to kind of keep my brain busy, so I'm not having panic attacks about crashing. And I already know I'm gonna go ahead and stamp some more pages with some cute girls. I'm really excited. I was just trying to refresh my memory there of my process. So what I did, and I'm going to not talk throughout this whole video, I'm just going to kind of set the stage, and then you can see how it unfolds. But I am literally drawing the stamp that I put in the upper left corner. And I also love this idea because I'm someone who really loves working from references. I don't want to have to sit and be creative, to be totally frank. If I'm feeling anxious, I just need a busy activity in drawing, and I don't care what it is. So this immediately gives me something that I can lock into, look at, and replicate while I'm trying not to freak out. So I'm just drawing exactly what I see. So I'm drawing it behind the girl, so that's my little background. And I'm just gonna do the whole drawing in just my cheap Bic pencil. So that's stage 1. And I'm just trying to get in all the little details. I added some stairs because I thought it was really weird. Even though there's stairs to absolutely nowhere, I just thought it was weird rather than her just floating up in space. So I gave her some stairs. And I'm just going to step by step go through and draw all of the windows and doors. What I love about drawing buildings is that it's just a repetition of shapes. So it's like a million rectangles, a million squares, a million half circles. That is it, my friend. Truly, that's all you have to do. You just keep repeating the shapes over and over and over. And I find that very repetitive, but in a really relaxing way. Not in a Zentangling way when you have to be kind of think of new designs and everything, but quite literally just repeating these basic shapes over and over. I also find that it's really good for my observational skills, because I'm always glancing at that reference, making sure I have all the details. And I also think it's really good for muscle memory, because what you'll end up seeing me doing is going over everything 3 times. I draw it first with my Bic pencil, then I trace it again with my Blackwing, and then I trace it again with my pen. So all of that repetition actually really makes me a better drawer. So I know it can maybe come off as tedious, but one, I'm super loving. I love it. It just takes away, again, having to think up everything from scratch, but just the act of going over things in a physical
tactile way I find very soothing, and it does kind of make me a better drawer anyways. So you'll see this as coat 1, then you'll see me later on tracing over that with the Blackwing, like I said, and then following up with the pen. When I get to the pen part, you'll notice I really just focus on the corners of my shapes. So just pay particular close attention when I get to the pen part, and you'll see how much I accent all of the shapes. And then the most exciting and rewarding part of doing sketches like these is using the blending stump to add shading. And that's the whole reason I trace all of my original Bic lines with my soft Blackwing pencil, which is an equivalent to like an 8B, because it makes it really easy to blend all of that with my blending stump. So all of these supplies are super accessible. You probably have them all already. You don't need a Blackwing pencil. You can just get like an 8B pencil, nothing fancy whatsoever. These are supplies you can stuff in the bottom of your purse. They won't take up any room. You might even have half of them in here already. And that, my friends, is that. So without further ado, I will let you enjoy the rest of the video, and you can see me go through that process exactly as I just described it. So I didn't want to leave you hanging here and not give you some really nice instruction about how and where to do the shading. So this is the part where I'm getting really serious with my Blackwing. I have re-outlined all of the major lines. And then when I'm ready to add shading, I go ahead and I switch and I start using my blending stump. So when you're shading buildings, the most important thing is to be consistent. So start with one window, and here I'm starting with the upper left. And I decided to shade on the left-hand side of all of the shutters and underneath. So once you've locked in your shading, you want to just repeat the same exact effect for every single window. So it's the left-hand shutter on the left-hand side and then underneath. Then on the right-hand shutter, you want to also shade that on the left-hand side. So it's the left side of every single shutter and also underneath that trim piece. You can get really technical with this, which I did not want to do because this is just what I do for stress relief, kind of mindless doodling. But even just making sure that those are super consistent. So I also did the underneath the upper trim. So under the trim, to the left of all the shutters, under the trim to the left of all the shutters. I also do that same shading for the sign. If you notice, I have it to the left of the sign. When I get to the girl, you'll also notice I do the same shading. I do everything on the left of the girl or under. So under on the under part of her arm, the left of her hair, the left of her body, the left of her dress. You'll see the same thing on the clock. But the clock is a little bit different actually. But just keep your eyes peeled, and as you're drawing and hopefully shading along with me, just keep watching the videos so you can really dial in where it is that I am putting all of those little shading pieces. And it's the overall effect of having the consistency of everything going in the same direction. Even if it's wrong, it's better than nothing, and that will make your piece look really three-dimensional. So cool. All right, if you have any questions, just let me know below and have fun.
the colors. Summer love. Lonesome dove. Folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love. stop giving back. Honeysuckle, fresh cut grass. I could really use some stuff like that. Talk to me and tell me all that you've seen, all the colors, summer love. Memories washed in every shade of green and all the colors, summer love. Remember the lazy river day canoe, bathing in the turquoise blue, losing track of time with you. Another peach pie sunset view, sleeping in the afternoon. No place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air conditioned